I was originally thinking that Megan Westerby is from Los Angeles, California, but when you check her Twitter page, you see a whole lot going on with New York. And Megan is working. She's the VP of marketing for SideChef. And like I said, the beautiful thing about SideChef is, I mean, of all that they do, they finally launched an iPhone app. And we're going to be talking with her. So without further ado, Megan, is that you?
That is me.
Megan, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining the show tonight.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, my goodness, Megan. I got to tell you, the amount of emails that I had to send back and forth to get you on here, they were working me.
Well, I'm just glad it worked out in the end.
Yes, so much. And so I like to think that I'm a cook, though mostly the most cooking I do, Megan, is when I'm on the grill outside and I'm grilling a steak or hot dogs or hamburgers for the kids, or, you know, a steak or some fish. But as per putting together gourmet meals, you know, I'm not really there. But it wasn't until, you know, I was doing some research, and, you know, you kind of see that if hey, there's this company that I'm looking at, and, you know, Le Cordon Bleu and a few others are kind of partnering up. I'm like, hey, this must be the place to be. So give us an overview on SideChef and tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, you know, cooking is a big continuum. There's everything from, you know, assembling food all the way to, you're right, doing the professional level, you know, multi-step, multi-hour meals. And what we really wanted to do is fill that space where whatever you would like to cook, whatever level you're at, we can be in the kitchen with you. We can show you photos, give you instructions, read you instructions, and then you can interact with the app with voice commands, so that you're just a lot more comfortable with whatever you're trying. And, you know, honestly, I think it is such a great app for anyone who just doesn't know how to cook at all and wants to figure out how to start cooking. But we've gotten a lot of feedback that people who want to try, you know, a technique they've only seen on Food Network, you know, where you can't go and recall it back exactly when you need it. But when you want to try something new right then in the kitchen, you have SideChef.
That's nice. And I see things like, you know, SideChef's innovative app provides a sophisticated and helpful experience with detailed step-to-step directions for more than 1,000 recipes and from more than 100 chefs and bloggers. I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, how come I've never heard of this? It's like the best kept secret.
Probably because it's you know, not a secret anymore. We are now out on iPhone, and that is why people are starting to really adopt SideChef as a lifestyle. We were out on iPad in March, but what we really found was while people will use their iPad to cook in the kitchen to find recipes, they start from their phone more often than not.
Ah, okay. So
and we know that the iPhone is not the only thing out there. We are working on our Android version, and that will be out in November.
Okay.
Yeah, we get flack. We get a lot of flack for not being out on Android yet.
Of course. Come on. I mean, and for the two people out there that have Windows phones, what are we doing in the Windows room?
I think you just answered your own question right there.
So it says more than 1,000 recipes from more than 100 top chefs and bloggers, from Feed Me Phoebe, Edible Perspectives, Closet Cooking, and Candid Appetites. I mean, it seems like the involvement is there, the app is there, the technology is there. I mean, so what are the plans for SideChef? I mean, is it kind of like, is it looking for world domination? Is it just looking to kind of get in where they fit in?
Well, honestly, we are fairly new to being out there for a broader array of people. So now it's, making sure that the app is actually really functional for people. And we designed it in the way that we thought would be helpful, but it's really now, talking to our user base, seeing what's working, seeing what isn't working, and how we can make improvements. We, of course, have our plans for how we'd like to move forward and change the app and introduce new features. But right now, we're actually in the phase where we want to talk with people who've already found it and see if it's working so far and what we can do to make it even better for them.
Gotcha. And as I mentioned before, SideChef has attracted partnerships with such organizations as Le Cordon Bleu and the Alice Waters Edible Schoolyard Project. Tell me about the Learn to Cook Month. Tell me about that initiative.
Yeah, well, for people, as we said, we really view ourselves as being helpful for people who don't have any skills in the kitchen and who don't quite know what they're doing. So we worked with the Gourmandized School of Cooking, Lodge, the cast iron manufacturer, and HelloFresh to put together, as well as, many of our recipe creators, to put together a full month of recipes, and we're calling a full month 8 recipes because, we do not think people have to cook every single day of the week in order to learn how to cook. Weekend recipes and weekday recipes that cover really every skill you need to know in the kitchen to be really confident. So there's baking, there's roasting, there's egg dishes, there's breakfast dishes, there's evening, longer dishes that you can make. There's cold dishes. There's a cold soba noodle salad coming in a couple of weeks that you can make and then, feed to your family for a couple of days as leftovers. We really wanted to design 8 introductory recipes that left people with every skill they're going to need if the only thing they've ever tried to cook was these 8 recipes. So we're halfway through Learn to Cook Month. We have great response, and we actually have our big giveaway with Lodge coming next week. So if you've always had your eye on a nice Lodge cast iron skillet, this is the week to check out the SideChef website.
Nice. That's wonderful. I
personally love cast iron.
The funny thing about it is, Late Night Parents does all types of giveaways, and we didn't even know about this. Oh my goodness, we're late to the party.
I'm so sorry. Well, technically we're not starting that one until next week, so you've got a ton of time left.
Oh, okay. I feel better now. I feel a whole lot better.
Our HelloFresh giveaway was last week, and we got a ton of thank yous for the boxes that are going out to those people.
Gotcha. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I do think the ingredient delivery services are a great way to kind of try new recipes and try new things without having to do the work of source a recipe yourself or getting all the ingredients, because everything you need arrives on your doorstep. It's pretty cool.
Megan, I'm going to tell you, because I've always talked with one of my close friends, Hezzy Michaela, that I do another show with, and I've always said to him, I said, eventually I'm going to become the male Rachel Ray, and we always have this laugh about this, and I said, you know what, you give me SideChef and 1,000 recipes, and I could whip it together and inside of a 60-minute radio show, and then send out the picture.
That'd be so awesome.
Send out the picture on Facebook and Twitter, and just, I would be loved. I would have a million followers, but I got to tell you, I love the app. I love the folks that you guys are working with behind the scenes. Really, really important. It's a really strong push that, I only joked, but working with Lisa and your team, it's really great. And it's, I just had a positive feeling about it. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a good product. So,
that's really the thing that you can't manufacture. You can't, people's sixth sense of when something is good and when something has the right energy, you can never fake that. That is always, that's something from people's gut, and that's a real compliment. So thank you.
Oh, no problem. So I just need to confirm something, because are you out in L.A. or are you in New York?
I am in Los Angeles. I live in Silver Lake,
right.
And our office is in Santa Monica. But
okay.
I was in New York last weekend in Brooklyn for the Taste Talk Festival.
Darn. I knew we missed out on it. I knew it. So that's okay. But it's great because, as I've said before, the person before you, Janet Allison, was calling in from Portland, Oregon. So I don't know, 2 for 2 because you're calling from Long Island to Los Angeles, California. So we got this East Coast, West Coast thing going on right here. But I got to tell you, it was just a pleasure having you tonight and representing SideChef. Tell us how to get in contact with SideChef. Tell us how to get in contact with you as the VP of Marketing. I mean, if you can give us maybe a 45-second, what's the next steps that you're going to be handling for, from the marketing side for SideChef?
Yeah, so to find the app, you just search for SideChef on the App Store. More information on how exactly it works, if you want to do some due diligence before you download it, is at sidechef.com. And I am Megan West on pretty much every platform out there, except the ones where the teenagers have gotten there before me, so don't try Snapchatting Megan West. And in the future, we want our user feedback. We want to obviously expand our recipe base. We want to, add some more features to help with the curatorship level of SideChef, so you can put together kind of a full meal you're interested in just one single recipe. Obviously, we want to launch on Android. That is super important to us. And, we got some other tricks up our sleeves that I can't talk about yet, but it's very, very exciting heading into the future.
That sounds good. But I do want to note to our listeners that when the information is released by SideChef, they're going to be coming here to Late Night Parent Radio first to drop that news,
Yep.
Okay?
Yep, you're my first call. My first call.
Keep me on speed dial, Megan. Keep me on speed dial. But listen, Megan, thanks so much. I mean, we really appreciate if there's anything we can do for you. We look to continue this relationship and this involvement for the future. So we want to say one time for Megan Westerby. Thanks so much, Megan.
Thank you. What a great show.
That was our good friend, VP of Marketing, Megan Westerby. She can be found at Megan West. On Twitter, you can find the SideChef app at SideChef app. Like I said before, we've had 2 wonderful guests for the first 2 segments of the show. We're not going with any commercials tonight, no promos. Our executive producer is probably going to be upset with that, but no promos tonight because we have some really heavy guests in here. I just really want to talk really quickly about, say, once again, thank you to our friends at Otterbox, our friends at Rockport. We want to thank our friends at the New York Cosmos. We want to talk really quickly about the new, another blog released on Late Night Parents, the new 21-day tummy cookbook that helps trim tummy fat and soothe digestive comfort. I'm just going to talk really quick some high points about the cookbook. It includes 150 delicious and easy recipes that incorporate Belly Buddies, comprehensive list of Belly Buddies, shopping insights, storage advice, and cooking tips.